I would now like to call to the stage His Excellency Dr. Szabó László, Ambassador of Hungary. Thank you very much for hosting us here. It's a fantastic place. Thank you.
Well, dear Mr. Presidents, dear Mr. State Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, friends, it's very strange to be here 1 year after I was here on 23rd of October last year when we celebrated quite a big thing, the 60th anniversary of the Hungarian Revolution. And for those who were here, you might remember that my 2-year-old daughter actually climbed in my arms during my speech. And that was quite a special moment. I still have a photo on my wall, just up here. 1 year ago, obviously, I didn't know that this will be my wall here in that building. So it's very strange to be here. I still haven't got used to the fact that I'm the ambassador of Hungary to the United States. So I apologize if I make small diplomatic mistakes. I certainly am freer to do it here than at the State Department or the National Security Council. It's wonderful to get to know you. Already many of you are good friends for me. I'm reaching out for you to make sure that this next 3, 4, 5 years of our life, what we will spend here in Washington, D.C., will be fruitful not only for me, for my family, but also for the Hungarian community and for the reputation of Hungary as well. The reason why I'm here, I was sent here to represent Hungary's interests. And when I talk about interests, it's not only financial interests or cultural interests or political interests, it's national interests. I will fight for you, with you, to make sure that Hungary's entity, our language, our culture will survive another 1100 years, at least. This is our role, and this is what I would really like to thank for this wonderful association, the American-Hungarian Federation. What they did in the last 110 years was a spectacular service for Hungary and for Hungarians. They served the survivor of the culture and the Hungarian entity of those individuals who emigrated to the US. They nurtured the culture. They taught their children Hungarian. They taught the culture. They sent back their family to Hungary to understand Hungary better. We know that we have a very unique and quite impossible language to learn. It took me 4 years personally. For some of us, even longer. Quite clearly, Hungary has given so much to the world and to this country. This afternoon, based on my wife's lobby activities, I had the secretary of the treasurer, I cannot pronounce his name, Nuchen. So his wife came over to our place with a little dog. Turned out she's Scottish. And we started competing how many inventions the Scottish or the Hungarians gave to the world. We clearly won. I lost my temper a little bit when she mentioned whiskey and golf. So obviously it was a very heavy fight. But finally we came out victoriously. So I think the perception of Hungary is not perfect right now. The last 8 years have been really quite tough to be Hungarian, not only in the US, but in Germany, in many other countries, because quite simply we had some political difficulties to fight with. We hope that the perception of Hungary will quickly improve now with the new administration. I'm not saying everything will be perfect, but your role in spreading the word, understanding Hungary and making Hungary understood by the American partners and friends is very important. My experience during this short period of time was that when we can sit down together, we can start listening to each other, we look eye in the eye, and we start talking and discussing the debates, the problematic issues, understanding is very easy. We just have to really be open and listen to each other. And I think tonight we are here to celebrate the 110 years of listening and understanding that was done by the Hungarian American Federation. So thank you for all the hard work you, your fathers, your grandfathers and great-grandfathers did in this organization. It's just truly remarkable to think 110 years, how many generations continued this relentless work of representing Hungary, supporting the bilateral relations between America and Hungary, and really making sure that our kids, our grandkids will really have kind of an emotional attachment to the ancient home of Hungarians. These days, I have to say, we are very fresh coming out of Hungary, of course. It's a good thing to be in Hungary. I just had a wonderful discussion a couple of minutes ago with a wonderful couple here, and I described Hungary as the Volvo of European countries, because it's the safest country now in Europe. And this was really hard work. I'm not commissioned by Volvo, by the way. This has been a very hard work of this government, and this has been a quite interesting experience to me as well. I was not a politician before I came to this role. In fact, my wife told me that if I come home as a politician, that night I won't have dinner. So the stakes are very high for me. But watching this government's relentless efforts to really go against the current and use common sense and make big decisions that was not preferred and not liked by most countries in Europe, that was a very, very brave thing to do. And when 1 month ago I shook hands with President Trump, the first sentence he said, when I said I'm from Hungary and I represent here the Prime Minister of Hungary, he said, "Great man, brave man." That's what he said. And I think you are all brave when, even in a hostile environment, you say that, yes, I'm Hungarian, or at least I have Hungarian relations, Hungarian roots, because sometimes we have to explain ourselves. But that's what makes Hungarians unique, special, and innovative and creative and forward-looking. So I'm really here to cooperate you, to not only be friends with you, but work together in moving forward on your quest to make Hungary a more recognized place, to improve Hungary's reputation, and to make sure that kids like her, she will speak Hungarian as well, and many others. We left home all my 3 daughters, actually, just to avoid problems. So thank you again. I congratulate to the membership and the leadership of the Federation, and I wish you really a very, very strong next 110 years. Thank you very much.